Surviving Reality contains explicit content full of snark and sarcasm that may not be suitable for all audiences. Listener discretion is advised.
Hello and welcome to Surviving Reality.
I'm Corey.
And I'm Carly, and this is Secret Lives of Mormon Wives, Episode 3 and 4, Season 4.
Okay. It's the Book of True Colors and the Book of Exodus.
Okay, I've been very excited about the Book of True Colors since we saw the thumbnail was Demi singing into a microphone.
Yeah, I thought she was going to paint with all the colors of the wind, or I don't know what was happening. They're on the Disney lot for a lot of this, so who knows? It could go that direction.
I think she's voicing the next Disney princess?
No, probably not. We could have a musical episode, though. Like, wouldn't that be something? A musical episode of Secret Lives of Mormon Wives?
Don't give them any ideas.
Are they that hard up? I don't think they're that hard up for an episode idea yet. Not this season.
Whitney was in Chicago. That's got to be another season of the show.
Yeah, I mean, they have enough storylines that are actively happening here where we don't really need to scrounge.
They don't have time
for
to reverse an entire.
I don't think so.
Revamp of a
little by little. No, not that. Anything but that. Oh my God!
That's Little Johnson's deep track. All right, let's get into it.
Well, no, I'm still on Little by Little, actually, because then I think at one point you sang it and it was naggy, like handy husband, naggy wife, and you thought it was handsy husband. And I was like, no, it's
to be
handy.
fair, every episode of that show ends with Trent talking about how he wants to fuck Amber.
He's trying to jump.
So I just assumed it was handsy.
No, that's not the song. Okay, so just sidetrack for that. Okay, now we can jump in on the episode. And again, we're recapping both of these episodes simultaneously. So there are some things that you need to know, like chronologically, that happen. We'll kind of save those for the end as far as like going through the recap stuff. But for the random little tidbit things, we're just pulling stuff together by concept here. So then that way it flows a little bit better when we're talking about it. Because basically, last episode, we still are dealing with the fallout of Dakota's trip from Vanderpump Villa, where he was also doing some Vanderpumping of his own.
He was getting handsy in the bathroom with somebody.
Or something. Yeah, it was 4-way kisses in the hot tub.
Isn't that gross to think about? Because I guess on that show, they really did make it so that they didn't have anywhere else to spend time together. It was like literally just the set was available. That was available. So they fucked in the bathroom.
That's what they did. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what was going on. And Taylor finds out about this. She's standing in Jesse's closet. Jesse and Jordan are trying not to confirm this, but then they're like, "Oh, if you ask me directly, I'll tell you yes. The answer is yes. Dakota be banging."
Did you notice the deer print carpet that's in the closet?
No, deer print?
It was all I could look at.
Weird.
Yeah, I think they redid the house. She was talking about that too. Didn't they sell that house?
Probably.
I thought it was for sale.
I don't know. Yeah.
Sorry if you can hear. I think Maisie's starting to snore.
Okay.
It's like kind of loud.
Yeah, I don't know. We'll see. But Taylor is getting the confirmation that she dreaded, but also she just kind of knew because she's like, it makes sense. He fucks everyone.
He sleeps with everyone. So
it's not surprising.
Really a surprise. I'm getting really tired of her.
It's not surprising. So why are you having an emotional reaction at all?
Again, they were not in a relationship.
No.
I would like to know more details from Taylor. If he's still hitting you up and saying, we should get back together. I want my family.
I think she is experiencing that, where it's like this side of Taylor that wants a family for Everclear, and that's the whole happily ever after picture.
But is Dakota still presenting it as though, we can save this, let's fix it, let's work on it, and then he's doing things like that?
Well, honestly, I still argue that this is how Dakota treated you when you were in a relationship. True. So it is kind of like you're still in a relationship, even though you're not, but you are.
Yeah.
And at this point, Jesse is regretting telling and confirming all of this for Taylor right now, because Taylor's already whipping out her phone. She's calling Dakota right now.
How embarrassing.
The phone is ringing in her hand, and Jesse's like, I don't think you should be doing that. Like, what are you doing?
She knew she was going to do that.
Did she?
I think she did. I think they all know that Taylor is very impulsive and that she gets upset and she does things like this that she later regrets.
She punches substitute teachers in the face and gets expelled for it.
Right. Yeah.
And you never see her again. Mm-hmm. She ends up transferring to some different school.
It does track. Yeah.
It's making sense here. But now she gets Dakota on the phone, and then it's confrontation time.
The first thing she says is, "Did you enjoy it?"
That was it. She's in tears crying, "Did you enjoy it?" And Dakota knows immediately what she's talking about, what she's referring to.
They've had this call more than once.
But he has to lie and say that he faked his orgasms and let her know.
Well, he was like, "No, I didn't enjoy it." She's like, "Did you finish?"
It seems like TMI. It seems like, oh, that's an intrusive question. We find out later, this is like bare bones,
scratching the surface
stuff.
Of the questions that she has.
Sounds like as part of their like sexting dynamic, because then that came up at the season 3 reunion where she was ripping into Dakota for how awful he is, and then Dakota was like, "You were sexting me last night. The night before we came to film this reunion."
Yeah, now you're jumping down my throat today, acting like I'm the worst guy ever.
It's, just this horrible thing. So, come to find out, this is like their foreplay, I guess, or something. Like, this is weird.
Okay, I don't think that that's the way it starts. It starts with her asking intrusive questions because...
She deserves to know?
Well, I think she's always comparing herself.
Yeah.
Is really the root of it. And she asks, like, what positions they had sex in, like all kinds of stuff.
Well, that's what Jessie said. Was that Jessie just
No, I think she legit asked.
She probably has heard that. Yeah.
And then the more detail she finds out, then she gets like turned on.
The hornier she gets. And then it's like, then she isn't attracted to Dakota, but like that situation that he's describing then turns her on. And so then it ends up into this cycle where then I think she just wants to bang him.
I don't know if it really does turn her on. I think that it turns on a part of her brain that makes her feel like she needs to compete with this person now. So now she needs to go fuck him, and the story has to be better than the story he just told her.
Well, that's what people were saying, too, is where it was like, no, that's not kinky or like a turn on or like this is toxic is what it is. Like that's not a normal response to finding out that someone cheated on you where you want details now to then sexually gratify yourself as part of that. Like that doesn't seem right. It seems like there's some dysfunction in there,
yeah.
Right?
Yeah. I mean, she really needs a lot of therapy, but that's not what we're doing. We're going to go on the Bachelorette.
No. Bachelorette should clear all of this up really quick.
A lot of this, like next 2 episodes, is them preparing her for going on the Bachelorette.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Are you talking about Taylor's breast augmentation that she was going in for?
Yeah. A lot of people struggled with different words in this episode. It was...
Yeah, but between these, it was... I think I had a couple of them jotted down here for us, but yeah, we'll get to those. I think Jordan had a few.
One of many.
Yes. Several few. Was this just something that she could write off as a business expense because she's going on the Bachelorette? So she's like, hey...
I don't think you can.
I don't think you can, but that's the joke anyway.
Okay.
That was what I was
referring to. The thing that upset me the most about it was her saying, I'm just getting a little touch up. And then we see the whole process of her surgery and her being put under. And it was like, it doesn't feel like this is just like little touch up.
This isn't minimal.
Like it feels serious.
Stuff. Yeah, this is like alien chest burster that's happening here. So I'm going to have to go ahead and disagree that it was just this little tiny procedure that we're just, glancing over here. It seemed like it was kind of a bigger overhaul.
The other crazy part was this is 5 days before they have to film the reunion.
She's like Amy on 1,000 Pound Sisters going for her eye surgery a week before the wedding.
Yeah, it was just
and they're like it's going to take about 2 weeks for you to recover from this. So your eyes are probably going to be all red, irritated, messed up. I don't know. Are they going to be built for speed or built for comfort?
I wonder what she did. Right? Somebody's got to tell us. Someone has to know. Like this has to be a less invasive surgery that she had.
Something. Well, the meds were still hitting because when she's coming out of anesthesia, she is a very sad drunk. She gets in a very depressive state here, and she's hitting bottom, essentially, where she's like, oh, everything's wrong in my life, and I don't have a family. Yeah. And her mom's standing right there like, okay.
Her mom kept being like, I think it's getting better. I mean, it's not as bad as it's been.
Like coming out of the anesthesia fog, or like her search for finding
her life.
Stability.
Your life is like a little better than it was.
You're going on The Bachelorette. Like, that's an upswing.
She would love to take your place.
I'll do it. I'll be Golden Bachelorette. We could do that, right? We'll just tag out. That's
I think
fine.
She's still married, isn't she?
Yeah,
She'll ditch him.
She would.
She'd
go on Golden Bachelorette. She would go. She'd do it.
She wants her screen time. That's probably the only reason she showed up to just be like bedside
Jessie.
Here.
I feel like Jessie's always vying for. She's like the alternate of if Taylor has a full-on mentee B before we go to the Bachelorette screening or the filming for the day one picks here. They could always just tag Jessie in. She'll file the divorce papers real quick and make that happen.
Wasn't there a season of The Bachelorette where there were 2 bachelorettes?
Yes.
So I think
that was the one that Gabby was on.
She's
from Traders.
hedging her bets on that. She's like, I can get the divorce done in time.
Yeah. Oh, very quickly. Yes, definitely. You just let me know. It's a little paperwork shuffle on my end. No big deal.
I actually would really like that season.
That would be entertaining.
Yeah, because I think that Taylor needs somebody to snap her back into reality.
And I mean, that's kind of what Jessie and Miranda are trying to be that for her, where they're like, you need to prepare for the Bachelorette. You are not prepared, clearly. When we come over and you're just completely disheveled and looks like you haven't left the house in 8 days. There's concerns here. So,
the other problem is she doesn't really date.
Yeah.
She just hooks up with people.
Hook up. And yeah, it's just weird interactions. She does not have normal conversations with guys. It's usually a line of questioning, sort of closer to an interrogation more than getting to know someone. That's not what she's really about. So they're like,
they need
okay,
to practice that.
Yeah, let's go meet. You're about to date 30 guys simultaneously, so let's go to speed dating. They didn't tell her what was happening, though.
She finds out when they get there, which has got to be the worst feeling ever.
That's worse than a blind date.
You're not even mentally prepared to be in that space to go talk to people you don't know.
No, yeah, it's a lot of people.
I need a week's warning.
At least, yeah. Was this a chances are dating event, or was Mary Brown there? Was Jen with 2 N's hosting this? Were they putting that on? I don't think so. Not yet.
Okay, their speed dating event kind of looked fun.
Did it?
Yeah, except Taylor would have broken the first rule, which was no trauma dumping.
No trauma dumping. Yep, that's not going to happen. That's not going to happen here. She's not keeping it in.
They do all participate, which was nice. I feel on Sister Wives, when Jen went with Mary to speed dating, Jen didn't actually speed date because she's married.
Yeah, but that didn't stop Jessie.
No.
Miranda's single, so it's okay, that makes sense. But Jessie was just oh, I'm just vetting people. I'm just vetting the guys.
I'm not going to lie. It did concern me because, you were married when you went on Vanderpump Villa and you met Marciano, and then it didn't happen at the villa, which you've been very clear about. It was afterwards. So I hope that she didn't fill a card out for herself.
It didn't happen.
She doesn't get any matches.
Yeah, it didn't happen at speed dating. It happened after speed dating.
She is much better at this than Taylor is, though.
Drastically.
She's very good at having conversations with people that she doesn't know.
I think you were right, though. It's because she's used to doing hair. You're talking to people all day, every day. That's all you. That's part of the job, basically. So yeah, she's very personable. She's very conversational.
She's very flirty.
Flirty.
There's a lot of flirtation in there,
Miranda
even though she is
noticing.
disclosing that she's married.
Yeah, Miranda was noticing. She's like, I think she broke some hearts letting people know that she was married here, because I think a lot of guys were like, oh, man.
It kind of goes okay for Taylor. What was she wearing? She was wearing an adult onesie short thing, and then she had a leather jacket over it.
just a jacket, and then I think she had like a pressure zit on her forehead. She was having a rough day.
There's a lot going on.
There's a lot, but also you didn't know where you were going. The girls were just taking you out. I think I would have been like, maybe let's like touch it up a little bit, or like.
Well, she's been very clear that she doesn't like surprises.
Yeah.
So it's probably the last thing that she wanted to do.
She was doing okay. Not really. She was struggling. She was struggling the whole time. Taylor was. And then she gets confronted where somebody just whips out their phone and they're like, is this you? Because it looks like you.
It's her holding the fucking rose for the Bachelorette.
The Bachelorette. Plus there's cameras following around. So it's like you end up putting two and two together.
Yeah.
Of like, who is this lady?
But
okay.
Now it doesn't look good that you're going on the Bachelorette and you're here at a speed dating event. I think he was just really excited that, she was on TV.
Is that it?
He's getting a good story out of it.
That was all it took.
If you didn't get any matches, at least you walked away with a story to say, I saw Taylor Frankie Paul at speed dating.
I almost went on a date with Ruby Taylor Frankie Paul. Yeah, it was that close. At speed dating, just the one time. But, okay, like, the reaction that Taylor has, though, she shuts down. Like, she just completely deactivates at the table and just kind of zones out, and then they, like, get her out to the car, because then she has to round up. Jesse's still having speed dates, having the time of her life.
A great time.
She's talking it up, and Taylor's like dragging her away from these guys. She's like, no, come on, we got to go. And so they get out to the car, and Taylor's like, I don't know if I'm going to be able to do this. Like, the Bachelorette, thinking about it now of dating, it was
she
like
talked
that.
To like five guys there.
That was like Five Guys Burgers and Fries in here.
It's going to be 50. It's going to be 30.
For her season? Maybe.
Who knows?
I don't know.
Just the sheer volume is scary to her.
Yeah. Like if you're putting it into context of like, I didn't want to talk to that many people just now. And then I'm going to get thrown into this. Every single thing that she's realizing, it's like, did you watch The Bachelorette before you just like signed on for it? It's just like, this is a great opportunity.
I feel like it's one of those things where you don't really think about the reality of it, It's like, oh, wow, I'm going to be the next Bachelorette. And then you start thinking about, oh, I've got to stand there while 30 guys get out of a limo and walk up and introduce themselves to me. And I have to have essentially speed dating conversations with them over and over and over again because I only get to spend like 3 minutes with them.
Yeah. And so this was a good example of like why this is going to be really difficult. So then that's what the lesson here is, that Jesse and Miranda are realizing, okay, we need to take you to like a dating coach then.
Yeah.
So let's sit down and have a talk. And basically it was like, they realized that speed dating had backfired. They're like, I think we were trying to make her more comfortable before going on The Bachelorette. I think she's feeling more overwhelmed and terrified now. So like maybe let's dial it back or like do something to sort of prep her for this. Yeah. So they're like, let's just figure out the type. Like what is the guy that you're looking for?
I actually really liked what the dating coach walked her through, where she was like, okay, so the guy that you think is going to be like more your type, are they like, what are they like? The first night. Where do you think they are? Are they the guy who comes up to you? And she's like, no, they're like not the alpha male guy who's going to be competing to be the first one to talk to me. It's someone who's probably going to hang back a little bit and then shoot their shot when they have a chance. And she's like, okay, so then that lets you know that the first night you need to be looking kind of past those people who are initially approaching you, because your guy is probably not one of them.
But she's going to get distracted. I think she's going to see...
Yeah,
it's those guys who come up in front. Because she was trying to parse through, like, all right, based on my exes, like her ex-husband, it was like he was very quiet, he was very reserved, he was doesn't want to go out, stay in. And then Dakota was like polar opposite of that, where he's life of the party and he's, center of attention for stuff and just go, go, go. And she's like, I need to find somebody that's like kind of in the middle of that, who can just be supportive, but not be overbearing, not be controlling. And so she's like trying to find that.
Yeah, I worry that she logically knows the type that she should be looking for. But when she gets in the heat of the moment, that's not who she's attracted to.
Well, and that's what the dating coach is warning her. She's like, we're creatures of habit. You fall into like what you're comfortable with and what you're used to. And like, that's the challenge here is like, are you going to be able to look past all of those things that you normally would have bought into or fallen for or been attracted to right out the gate? Can you look past that and then find the people that you're actually trying to connect with?
Yeah.
And Miranda clocked her too for filth.
Yeah. She was like, I think she's going to self-sabotage. She's kind of done that all the years that I've known her, where she's going to look and think like, maybe I don't deserve this. And then she's going to mess it up.
Yeah. Like there's going to be that guy. She's going to find him. He's going to tell her that he's into her. And then she's going to be like, I don't know. Doubt it, and then mess it up. So it's just like, oh boy, that's the last thing we needed to hear. But that's where they closed it out on a real positive note where Miranda's like, yeah, I don't see it going well. So that's why we're going to be watching.
I really do hope that they have some of Mom Talk come on every once in a while, even if it's not all of them. I actually would like it if they had like a couple at a time come on, so we got them more spread out throughout the season, rather than like one episode where all of Mom Talk comes to visit.
Do you think it's going to be Jesse and Miranda who are constantly coming
on?
And that's
they
what
are
they're kind of gearing
like
up for?
Already introducing that to us.
Yeah, like maybe that's her couple of
support
friends,
system.
who she's going to bring on at that time or something like that. So it's something to keep an eye out for. Maybe
and make it interesting if we see more than just Taylor, because I think she needs a lifeline while she there.
She needs help. Yeah, she definitely needs help.
So then over in LA, Jen's been so busy preparing for Dancing with the Stars that she hasn't really talked to Zach about what happened at the villa.
Even though he called when, they were at the villa, and he was dropping some information here too. So this is where I will say the editing this season, very good. Where they've been flashing back to, there's a moment that's brought up, and then you give us like, oh yeah, see, look, from a previous scene that we do have footage of. It's a little flashback snippet. It's very Housewives of them to do this, to drop this in, confirm what was being said, get us up to speed very quickly. But we didn't have to watch that whole lame conversation of Zach calling them while he's at the villa and not really having a ton of information. So we take 5 seconds, 10 seconds, and we're caught up on what's going on instead of having a whole useless segment of an episode that we had to burn through and sit through.
Very un-TLC of them.
Yeah. Well, that's true. Yeah. So I will give round of applause for the post-production process this season.
The whole point of this scene, though, I think, is to bring back the conversation about what happened at the villa with Demi and Marciano, because we're going into the reunion. And this, to me, was like kind of damning, because I do think they're trying to frame Demi as a liar. The show is.
The show.
Not just the cast. I know that Demi tried to make it seem like Jen was a pathological liar and was going to try to like set her up for something coming out of the villa. I still believe that's because she knew that Jen knew something and she was afraid that she would talk.
Yeah, she already had to discredit whatever Jen was going to say before
get in front of the story.
Yeah. She's done that multiple times. Yeah.
So Zach basically tells a story about how they all wore black the first night they went to dinner at the villa because it was going to be Marciano's funeral. Right. And then the more they talked to him, the more they all walked away like feeling like they believed him.
Yeah, they ended up liking him, trusting him, hearing his side of the story made more sense too. Like the other element here that kind of comes creeping in is where Zach is then blaming Demi and Jesse because they were married. So like if anybody's more at fault, Marciano's a single guy. And he's doing what single guys do.
Marciano has said that he knew that they were both married.
Right.
I mean, from the get-go.
Yes.
Knew that they were married.
Right.
So, I mean, he's not faultless either.
No. So I didn't like that where it was Zach was kind of taking the side of Marciano because, we should be blaming Demi and Jesse more because they were married and it was wrong of them. I don't think that should be the focus or the takeaway here. So I liked the answer, but I didn't like how he got to it, basically.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, Demi has no one left to film with her at this point. Like, none of Mom Talk likes her except for Whitney, and Whitney's in LA doing Dancing with the Stars.
Whitney's busy. Whitney's booked, guys. Yeah. So she does not have time to hang out with you, Demi.
That has to be why we got this weird thing where they're going to the recording studio.
It's either that or the show's just trolling them because...
Oh, I do think they're trying to embarrass them a little bit, yeah.
Yeah, they're making a joke of them. Definitely. And
which I'm kind of here for.
It's good.
I really like that Brett's included because he's so gross. I hate him.
Oh, he's a clown too.
And it was funny to watch him also, like they're singing a duet at this recording studio.
Yeah, okay, because this is kicking off the music career. Neither one of them has any singing ability.
No. They don't even explain really why they're doing this.
No, they
just booked studio time.
Yeah, anybody can. If you have the money, you can reserve a studio.
Do you think the show gave them this song to sing? Because it has to be a song that they can air.
Right. Yeah. It has to be original.
So that just makes me suspect, like, is this whole thing a production troll?
Okay, yeah.
Or did they choose the song? Because the song is called True Colors.
Right.
So, I mean, it's very fitting with the rest of the episode that it feels like the true colors of Demi are being shown.
Yeah.
And then that's the song that they happen to be singing together.
It's a little on the nose. But,
yeah.
Also, like, there's a lot of feedback that Demi is giving Brett, but then I don't know if we're having the same analytical understanding as far as like what needs to be happening with Demi's singing voice.
She was very judgy and critical of him.
Yes.
And then he was giving her like no feedback, and I was like, she kind of needs a little bit.
She needs some.
She needs something.
We need some correction here, definitely. Yeah, because the sound engineer is just like, yeah, it's great. I think we got some good takes in there.
He's just watching the clock. He's like, you booked this thing for 2 hours.
And it's ticking.
We're done.
Like,
there are 5 minutes left.
I got what we got. Yeah. I mean, is basically what happened. So,
isn't that so terrible? That would be really hard to be a sound engineer and you work at a place where people can just like book anytime they want.
That's everybody.
And they're like not good.
There are lots of people. Yeah. There are sound engineers who have brought this up on Reddit where they feel bad because it's like people will come into the studio and then it's like, they don't have any material either, and they're trying to write it, and it's like, ooh, you do not write in the studio. You're on the clock.
Yeah, you're spending money to
in the studio. Yeah, so it's just there's people who will reserve it who have no idea what they're doing, and then they're trying to go in and make something
like,
that day.
I'm just here to like record it.
I just hit record. Yeah.
I'm not here to do anything else.
I'm not producing.
I'm giving you feedback.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
But then that's what leaves them with like there are some people where then they're like, okay, but if I don't step in, we're just going to be sitting here staring at each other until the clock runs out, basically, and then they're going to be upset and they're going to complain and so it's just like. We got to do something. We got to get something out of this. So at least they were recording. At least they were singing. They had takes. Sure. We'll give them that. Mm-hmm. Great.
They've diluted confidence, which is true also going into the reunion because they're hyping each other up about it. About like, well, you've only told the truth. So like, there's nothing you need to be worried about going into the reunion.
Yeah. Brett is ready to defend Demi because she makes it so easy to defend her because she always tells the truth.
Right.
Always. Mm-hmm. Even though they've already showed her lying like 4 times in this episode.
Yes. They keep showing her like contradicting herself where in front of everyone, she says one thing and then to production, she said something else.
Yeah. Yeah, and they have clips. They pull some stuff back. Things that were said about Jen that she, denies in the moment or stuff that happened at the reading with Gabby. There's all sorts of things where it's just like...
That's why I feel like the show is trying to make her look a certain way.
The show's leaning into this too, yes. I also thought it was very interesting that Demi was very specific about the definition of what quantifies as defamation. Because it's like, usually... people who are like that tuned in on it, it's because you're being sued for defamation or you're trying to defame someone.
You're a litigious person.
It's either you're a litigious person or you're trying to.
Well, she has since been sued for defamation.
Right.
By Marciano.
So
she's very familiar with it by now.
She's become very familiar with it because she was talking about it in reference to Jen, the horrible things that Jen's saying about her that are completely untrue. And that's called defamation. And it's like, okay.
Okay, but then she also didn't threaten Jen.
Right.
Remember when Jen said she threatened her with a cease and desist?
Yes. Interesting.
Okay, the other thing coming out of the villa trip is that all the guys really like Chase, but a lot of the women hate Chase.
Still, yes.
So he's going to have to fix some of these relationships if he's going to get to continue to have his bro time.
Yeah. So then we have Mayci and Jacob and Mikayla meeting up with Chase at like a food truck park or something, or
I don't know, but everywhere everyone went to eat in this episode just looked really good.
It was good. Yeah. Everything.
Like there's so much variety.
I guess so. Yeah. It's whatever you can get your hands on.
I was hungry watching.
Probably. That's mostly it. Yeah, definitely. But the reason why there's still some tension between a lot of the ladies in Mom Talk and Chase is that he keeps blasting all of them on his podcast. What is it? Dads Only or something? Only Dads?
Who knows? Some stupid podcast he has where he did talk a lot of shit about everyone on the show. Like when it first came out, especially.
Down the list. Yeah. Just kind of ripping into people.
Okay, that's part of it. But then also his relationship with Mayci has always been weird.
Okay.
Because when he and Miranda were still married, so this is when all the swinging is going on, he invited Jacob and Mayci to a cabin that they had rented and told them hey, people are going to be drinking, kind of tried to lay out exactly what was going on, and then rescinded the invite later on because Miranda was like, I don't think they're going to want to come.
Yeah.
They took that as an invitation to swing once they heard that everything came out about what had been happening at some of these gatherings. So he's worried that this whole time, part of the tension is that Mayci thinks that he was trying to hook up with her in a swinging situation.
Yeah, there was definitely missed communications that were happening here. Yeah, crossed wires, I guess.
He's trying to clarify, the cabin, I swear that was just a get-together. Yeah. The swinging only happened at the cabin twice.
Yeah, I mean, a hedonistic orgy at the cabin once or twice. Not
time.
Every time, and not that time. I wasn't inviting you for that. Yeah, it was. I was worried that you guys were going to be upset that there was alcohol, the drinking aspect, and so that was when it was kind of confusing because Mayci saw it as they were trying to get a read on if we would be into that stuff. It didn't seem like it was going that way. So then the offer was rescinded. So it's just okay. Maybe the verbiage that Mayci used was a little misleading too, was when she was talking about how, we can try to swing that. And it was
we'll see if we can swing it. Yeah, she
careful.
I don't think she remembered what she said.
Yeah,
as she was reading the text, she just paused and started laughing, and she was like, "Oh no, I can't believe I used that word."
Because at the time, you don't know, but now looking back on it, it's maybe that's why. Yeah, he was thinking we were talking or committing to something else that we weren't actually interested in. But Jacob is just the good little Mormon boy who's I think we should forgive. No. And he's a Boy Scout.
I don't think that it has anything to do with it. He really likes Chase. He wants to hang out with this group more. He wants to hang out with Chase. He wants to hang out with Dakota. All the people that all the wives hate.
Everybody misses, what was it? London Jacob, right? Was what they kept referring to him. I think Jacob misses London Jacob too. And so that's where he's yeah.
Mayci keeps him on a tight leash, I think. But, I mean, look at the people who they surround themselves with. I kind of understand why.
Look, yeah. I mean, that's what it comes down to there's the reason why all of these women think that all men are toxic is because all the men they hang out with are fucking toxic.
Right.
Yes. Everybody that's in your social circle is terrible.
So he does apologize to them. He takes accountability. he promises that he's not going to continue to make the mistakes that he's made in the past.
And Mikayla's like, okay, he had a few years to do this apology off camera. Now that the cameras are around, now that he just had an all expenses trip to London, now we're going to feel, the remorse is
That's how I feel about him too.
Yeah. So Mikayla clocked it.
He wants to be on this show.
Definitely.
So now all of a sudden there's an incentive to set things right with everybody.
Gotta clear the air and then move forward. Yes, like nothing happened here.
Meanwhile, the reunion is creeping even closer, and Mom Talk's starting to worry about it because they're all going to have to face Demi. Jen's especially worried because Demi's been like really trying to jump her all season. Remember? She was so callous about Jen's mental health and everything and the break that she took and just talking shit about it. She used that time that Jen was not able to like combat any of the narrative that Demi was putting out there to talk shit about her.
Which is funny because now Demi is refusing to interview for this season. So then they keep asking questions to the empty chair and she's not there to provide her side of the story. And so
they're trolling her.
Yeah, it's kind of that reversal. I don't know if it was, do you think it was the show or do you think it was her, like, for not wanting to do the interview stuff based on these episodes now?
I kind of wonder if the show decided, I mean, I think I said that last episode. Maybe it's because they don't want her to say anything else now that they're being sued. Or it could also be that they are punishing her for the fact that she's like trying to involve herself in the editing of the show because later on she's like upset about, I'm pretty sure she's referencing the scene where they brought up her daughter.
Yeah.
And they ended up editing her daughter's name out so that you didn't know who she was talking about. But
clearly,
I mean, everybody kind of like put the pieces together who follows her on social media because it's not like she hides her from the internet.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think she like comes in and just makes demands and they're like, we're not doing that anymore.
No.
This whole cast has been doing this like since season 2.
Right.
Where they just show up wanting more things and saying they're not going to film. And I think they're going to punish people now if they're going to try to withhold your participation.
Well, and then that's what we were kind of thinking about too, was where it was like, oh, you have these people who are leaving and then they need to be won back and they need to be, you know,
they like want to be courted back onto the show.
Because then that's what people were kind of referencing it to, like Whitney, where Whitney was not filming anymore. And then when the show was like, Dancing with the Stars is coming up though, and you could be in the running for that. So that was something that like, that wasn't something that Whitney had demanded. That was something that the show dangled in front of her.
She did demand the scripted role.
She did demand a few different other things that she was like, yeah, I mean, yeah, I put that on there. That was for like the contract negotiation during the off season. So like, I think that would be a little bit different. But I think what's the show dangling in front of them versus what's being demanded by the participants?
Yeah. I mean, they're really not going to like when you're starting to try to craft the narrative of the show yourself.
Yeah.
Like, I think that's really where you start crossing a line. If you're the talent on the show, you're not a producer, an editor, a creator of the show.
Even though they are credited as, are they executive producers though? That's just money. They're just putting money into the show.
Yeah.
So
it's weird too, right? That they're like putting money to make this show keep happening.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, it's a puff piece. That's what it is. So they do get a little bit of say from some of that, but it could just be part of the contract negotiation stuff too, as far as
that they wanted to be credited as executive producers of the show.
Credited as an executive producer of the show versus, you know, in lieu of having a higher payout or something like that. So it's just like, yeah, that's money that's going to the show that would have been my salary or whatever. But it's just different ways of how it's negotiated. I do like that the show is still leaning in every opportunity where it's just like, oh, Demi was lying because there was all the stuff about, Jen's too Mormon for me. Like that was...
Yeah, from like the first season.
Way back when, where they were like, did you say that about her? And she was like, no, in front of the group. I didn't say that. It was
remember
just...
the
it was
sinners versus the saints?
Yes, that was the original factions that they had laid out for us here on this show. And then immediately cut to a confessional of Demi where she's like, yeah, I did say that. So it was just like, okay, yeah. To have someone who's never lied that we heard about from Brett clearly, yeah, you can't trust everything that Demi says.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I really think that the show finally picked a camp to be in. Last season, they really rode the fence.
Yeah.
The whole time while they were kind of, both Marciano and Demi were telling their stories about what happened at Vanderpump Villa. Now, I think production has clearly decided where they stand on this.
Yeah, they were gauging it a little bit differently now. And basically that leads to Layla and Jen, Miranda, Mayci, and Jesse all get together for a dinner because they all have to worry about meeting up at the reunion now too. So is this them like getting their story aligned, or like they're just kind of checking
Probably a little bit.
They're checking in of just about like, yeah, where do we stand kind of a thing.
Well, here. I mean, Jesse definitely uses the opportunity to get everyone a little fired up before they head out to the reunion, because she's telling him about that healing session that she had with Gabby the healer last episode.
More lies.
And I will say, like, she was a little loose with the words that she used compared to what they cut back to. The way she summarized the interaction was a little bit different. But the important thing that she brings up was that she's saying, like, Gabby was, like, bringing things up from past readings that she's had with Demi, where she's told Demi, like, you have these patterns of, like, emotional cheating. And Demi was like, no, I wouldn't say that this was an emotional affair that I had with Marciano. I mean,
I wasn't even attracted to the man.
I've done things like that in the past, but, like, not with him.
Yeah.
And Jesse was like, what?
You've admitted to me multiple times that it was an emotional affair, but you guys didn't do stuff. And so then it was just like, oh, okay, here we go. Because now it's whatever, in the moment, whatever she's presented with, she has to take the best answer that makes her look, as respectable as possible.
Right, on camera.
On camera.
I think that's what's really upsetting the group at this point is that Demi will say whatever she needs to say to save face while they're filming.
Right.
And then she's a whole different person off camera.
Yes.
And the rest of them feel like, hey, I'm here being vulnerable and telling everyone in the world things about myself that are super embarrassing.
Stuff I'm screwing up. Yeah, like they're at least presenting an authentic version of themselves in their own standards, basically is what they're kind of going with, is that you're getting all of their flaws as well, and Demi is running away from the flaws and is only amping up and like doubling down on the things that make her look good. So she only wants the good stuff out of this. She doesn't want the negative aspects at all.
Yeah, it'd also be really hard to film with someone like that because it's like, how am I supposed to respond when you say something when we're filming that's totally different than something that you've told me before?
Yeah, like, should I call you out in that moment?
Well, I think that's why I remember in the past couple seasons, she's been calling people ahead of time before they film scenes, like kind of preparing what their story is going to be and telling them what they should or shouldn't say.
But I think that's exhausting for the rest of the cast.
Yeah.
For the rest of Mom Talk to be like, oh my God, now I have to like keep the real story straight and then also remember where we left off as far as like what the show storyline stuff is. So Demi's still trying to do it as like, oh, it's a storyline. It's for the show and it's not what's really happening. And everybody else is like, I can't keep up with all that. I just need to be honest with what's going on here on camera.
I kind of think that they have so much going on in their lives now. And a lot of it is because they have other opportunities coming from the show, that their whole life doesn't revolve around creating storylines for this anymore.
No. Especially Whitney and Jen and Taylor,
and everybody who has newborn babies, they're like, look, the first thing on my mind is not how I'm going to cover for Demi when the cameras are up.
Right. I don't care is what it really comes down to. Mm-hmm. So yeah, that gets us to the reunion, the day of the season 3 reunion when they're filming. And we get some of the behind the scenes stuff. Some of it we did see that was like included as part of the actual reunion episode.
Yeah, but they did give us a lot of like good stuff that they saved for this episode, which I really liked.
Yeah.
Because, we're used to getting sepia tone flashbacks of the same shit that we've already seen on Sister Wives.
And then it's not as good anyway. Yeah. Or like what pieces they did cut out. It was like, yeah, I could see why you left that on the cutting room floor. But I forgot that Chase was at the Dunkin' bar for this. I forgot he was there.
So when they started pushing him on us.
Yeah, and it was like, uh-oh. Yeah, that's not looking good. But it did come to fruition here. He's a big part of the show now. He's in dad talk somehow. So there you go.
Well, because of Miranda.
Because of Miranda, yeah.
This really came like full circle when I think it was Jessie said Demi showing her true colors here at the reunion.
They could have played True Colors. They could have played the song. They were like, we didn't get to finish the takes though, so we didn't
there was no completed song.
We never got a good full take. Yeah, it was just we had to Frankenstein all these different edits together.
I would argue it wasn't just Demi. It was Demi and Brett. They were both really gross at the reunion.
Oh, I thought you were going to say in the studio. Yeah, they were both very pitchy too. Yes, it was bad.
No, but they were both like on the attack and on the defense the minute that they walked in the door at the reunion.
Right. And this is where Jen was like, I'm not just going to let Demi come in here and steamroll too. So Jen was standing up for herself. She was pushing back. She was trying to hold Demi accountable because she's like, your story's all over the place. And Jessie was even saying that too. She's like, every time we talk to you, your story keeps changing. It doesn't make sense. Like, that's why we don't trust you. So to be like completely taken aback by like, how come my friends don't support me during this? Because you're all over the place, dude. Like, your story has changed so much. I can't keep up with it.
Yeah.
I don't know what the defense is.
This was also, they didn't show it, but when she was like trying to make light of what happened to everybody else who was sexually abused in the past and like used it to further her own narrative, which was, that really should have been the nail in the coffin, I think.
Yeah. Yeah. I was also kind of upset about like there was parts of that because, well, I mean, they kind of covered that a little bit at the reunion. But then, like, the stuff that they didn't, there was, like, Brett and Zach, more of their conversation, where they were talking directly about Marciano, too. Where it was like, why wasn't this on the reunion?
We saw a lot more of just, like, Brett hurling insults at people.
Yeah, like, they got combative.
But we got more of the context of, like, the whole conversation that they were having.
Of how that, like, ramped up and how that got there, basically. But, yeah, I think that was... Mostly the parts of this, too, where then it was, Demi just kind of coming unhinged, breaking down, crying hysterically. And meanwhile, Whitney's sitting right next to her, just like housing a sandwich.
I will never get tired of that footage.
She's just pounding this thing.
Well, I love that she's supposed to be the person who's like in Demi's camp.
The BFF.
And Demi is here having a full-on mentee bee next to her because nobody is believing her story. And she's just focused on having lunch.
Whitney's like, does anybody have sun chips, the garden salsa ones?
Like, not even looking up at her, like, not providing any support,
because she's like kind of behind her. So she's just chowing down and just...
I do not believe that they have a true friendship.
It's white noise at this point. Yeah, it's like Demi's, we're at this stage where now nobody's believing her, so now she has to start crying. And then... That's always what happens with then, I think it's Mayci. Mayci's usually the one, Mayci and Layla, they feel bad for Demi when Demi starts crying. Like, guaranteed, that's the move, that's the play. Where they start going, I mean, like, yeah, like they feel bad, and she gets that response out of them. That sympathy sort of creeps in there, more so with them.
Yeah. It's hard to feel bad for her after everything that she's said and done.
Right.
All right. Well, the next day, first of all, this reunion went late into the night because when she's, it wasn't even lunch. That was dinner that they were eating those sandwiches.
I think Jen's phone came up. It was like 7:30. I was like, it's not 7:30 a.m. This is probably 7:30 p.m. that they're filming.
And they're on a break.
So yeah. That was going to go into the night.
They did that. And then the next day, Whitney has an event for an activewear brand or something.
Activewear and another Hydro Jug influencer event.
Right.
Well, they didn't say it was a Hydro Jug event specifically, but it was like an influencer event. And the Hydro Jug marketing lady was there. Very excited to see them. It's a very big deal.
So now they all have to come out and support her at this.
Yeah. The active thing didn't really seem like a lot of people came out for that, but for the influencer thing, That was when people were showing up.
Oh,
That
I
was
didn't
like
realize there were
the
two
evening
different events.
one.
So
Or was it the same thing?
It might have
was
been
just
like
an
one big
influencer
thing
night?
throughout the day
Okay.
because she was like meeting with fans,
Yeah,
quote unquote fans, outside in the morning.
Right.
And then later on, they had some type of sit down meal.
Because she was in her activewear at first, and then she came to the influencer thing in like a figure skating outfit.
It was like a Tara Lipinski figure skating outfit from 1990 something. It was so weird.
Yeah.
All I kept thinking was like, what's the temperature in this restaurant? Because so many of them just looked like they were wearing like very little clothes.
Yeah.
And I feel like I would just be cold.
At one point, people were asking Whitney, "Oh, spin around, spin around," and she was like, "I can't spin too much because my ass might come out." And it was like, "Okay, yeah, like,
wait, is that part of the activewear?
Is this enough? Like,
Because,
do you have enough
can
clothes
I be
on?
active in the activewear?
Are you okay? Yeah, like, do we need to come up with new designs or something? Or like, I don't know. I don't know what's happening.
Well, the big controversy at this is that all of the women have come out to support her, except Demi.
Except Demi!
Who's supposed to be her bestie.
The best friend. And then also, Demi is the one who's the biggest hater for when people don't show up to things. Mm-hmm. Because that was when Jen was having a mental breakdown and had to take a break from filming. And Demi's like, well, I think she's just kind of, blowing smoke up everybody's ass and like really blowing this out of proportion.
Well, yeah, she treated it like, well, it's unfair that she gets to take a break from filming.
Yeah, it's hard. I got a lot going on in my life too.
Yeah.
And it's just like, okay,
they showed
Demi.
Like 3 or 4 different instances where she was like really dumping on other people. She
going hard.
Wasn't it Whitney too? Because Whitney didn't show up to something.
It was her idea for if Whitney doesn't come through the door, then we should all unfollow her. Mm-hmm. So that was Demi's idea because Whitney didn't show up to Taylor's baby part, the baby shower.
The baby shower.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because then Whitney called Taylor's mom. That was weird. But like, that feels like ages ago at this point too. So what a different time that was, because now Demi is just completely, at least she told Whitney, she was like, I got a lot going on. That was a lot with the reunion. I'm not in a good place. I don't think I'm going to make it. So at least she gave her a heads up.
Yeah, but everyone else is kind of like, I mean, we have newborn babies.
Yeah.
Like, I'm preparing for Dancing with the Stars. That was a lot emotionally for a lot of people who were there yesterday. And then she's just bailing on showing up on something to support someone who she's close to. And she gives us all shit about that all the time.
The only person who's close to you. So that was really rough. That didn't look good. It makes Whitney look good, though, because she's just like, oh, wow, everybody else showed up. And like, she's happy as a clam at this point, where she's even connecting with Mikayla at the end of the night.
Comes up to her, gives her a hug, and apologizes for the fact that they've
tears
been having they've been fighting with each other online for an extended period of time at this point.
Basically the whole show.
Yes.
Pretty much. Like, it's been a long run here. And Mikayla, I think, was realizing it was, with her new baby, and then it was like, oh, I missed these years with Whitney's kiddo. And Whitney was like, huh? Did not even clock where that was going.
Yeah, I think really what's going on with Mikayla is she has a lot that's going on with her, stress wise and emotionally, that's triggering her autoimmune issues. And so she's like, I don't need to be having problems that are so is that important at the end of the day? My fight with Whitney? Not really.
Yeah,
superficial.
Holding grudges on top of stuff. And it was just it was more so, Whitney's kind of back and forth. I don't know if she wants to be in Mom Talk. She's really doubting your commitment to Sparkle Motion at this point. And then it's also another piece of it, though, is Whitney's doing fucking work. Whitney is booked. Whitney has a lot going on. So is Mikayla I respect,
maybe.
At least, I doubted.
When they have to have a business mindset at the end of the day, right? We're pretending this is a group of friends. They're not friends. This is a business arrangement from the very beginning. So when someone in the group is out there doing a lot, getting the name of the show out, getting good PR for them, that's good for everybody else.
I do too much because you do too little.
It puts money in everybody else's pockets. So I think that is why the group is now like ready to embrace Whitney again.
Right. Well, especially Mikayla. Yeah, where she's just like, wow, you're out there doing it, you know? So I think that maybe that was kind of like a level of respect that was gained too from this. And that was where she was like, I should really kind of come around a little bit more on that. So just something I thought of.
I hate that I still like Whitney.
Not so.
Because everybody's like upset that she's friends with Demi. And I'm like, she's not friends with Demi.
No.
You do not see her actually be supportive of Demi.
Demi is the stepping stone back into mom
Yeah, she's
talk.
stepping on Demi's face.
Head.
She's
like,
burying Demi and getting added back to the group chat.
Blunk. Yes, that's what's going on. That's exactly what happens here. Because then that was what she showed Connor. And he was like... Wait, not Connor. Connor?
Yeah,
is that
that's
okay?
Her husband.
Wow. Okay, got it. So she showed Connor, and he was like, I can't believe it. I thought it was going to be that Mikayla followed her. But it was like, no, she's back in the group text, baby. It's official.
Yeah.
So, hey.
Added back to the Mom Talk group chat.
What a miracle.
Now, everybody heads to LA because they're going to be supporting Jen and Whitney at the premiere of Dancing with the Stars. So Mom Talk and Dad Talk are going. But Dad Talk's really just going because they're like, we need people to watch our babies while we go to this event.
Yeah, it's strictly a babysitting opportunity for Dad Talk.
Which I think is important because later Jordan takes some liberties with inviting other people on the trip. And it's like, you are really like not here.
Well, it's not all of Dad Talk either because it was like Chase didn't come. So it was just like, you know, some of the guys.
We don't know yet. Do they have their own group chat so we can know who's officially in and out?
I don't know. I think Dakota's always in and out. That's the problem.
They show up at this big, beautiful mansion again. And they walk in and there's a bunch of hydro jugs bedazzled for everybody.
Top to bottom.
Including Demi.
Demi's hydro jug. What do you do with that? Because she's not coming to this house. I mean, she's going to be at the Dancing with the Stars thing. Right. Definitely.
Yeah. She couldn't come to Whitney's thing. But there's going to be a camera at Dancing with the Stars, so she's definitely going to make sure that she's there.
Definitely coming to that. Not staying at the house, just we'll meet at the studio, we'll spend some time, and then that's it. So, like, everybody's getting very annoyed, though, because this is Demi acting like she's in Mom Talk when the opportunities arise, but then she's not actively involved. So this is the same issue that everybody had with Whitney.
Yes.
Recently. So maybe that was Whitney's strategy here, was to just Demi's kind of doing what I was getting blamed for. So like I need to align with her. So then that way, when everybody has all these bad feelings about that, it just kind of all falls on Demi. Like I won't even be in the mix anymore for that in people's memory. Mm-hmm. Like that's going to be a faded thing of the past by the time.
I think they just needed each other to have someone to talk to film.
It's true. Yeah. Like that's a
I think that was a big part of it.
Here. Yeah.
So that's what they're complaining about. They're like, when she just picks and chooses what she wants to film and when she wants to film, it puts pressure on the rest of us. Because I think what happens is the show is like, hey, we were supposed to film with Demi today. Yeah. She backed out. Right. What are you doing?
Right.
And then they're like, fuck, I wasn't supposed to film today.
I'm busy. Yeah.
Now I have to go figure something else out that I'm going to do so that there's something for them to film.
Well, they're not calling Layla because I haven't seen too many segments of just Layla this season.
Yeah, there really hasn't been.
That girl can't carry a storyline here. Maybe they're saving her for Fashion Week. Sure, I guess.
Oh, yeah, she does have her own story later on.
She does later on. But that's what I'm saying. We're 4 episodes in. Haven't really seen a lot of Layla. She can't carry a storyline here, as we found out. And so Layla is trying to bring some drama, though, because she's like, yeah, Demi texted me. She said that she quit filming again. And then it's like, is this around the time when the lawsuits were popping up and started flying around?
I don't think so yet.
Not yet?
I don't think so
yet. So this was just Demi quitting. Mm-hmm. So it's like, okay, well, that's annoying. Yeah.
Well, yeah, she starts complaining because, one, they did the reunion and it didn't go well for her, right?
Yeah.
And then she starts complaining on the phone about, like, the negativity and, like, the way that she's being painted. And she started complaining about the thing with her daughter. So I think that she's just having a complete meltdown over the fact that this hasn't gone the way she was hoping it would. that she thought that she could turn the narrative in her favor, and she hasn't been able to. So now she's just like, now I'm not going to film.
Yeah, not doing that anymore. But that's not going to dampen anybody's spirits here. Connor is so excited to bust out the custom tees that he made for the Work It party shirts that they have of Whitney and Mark.
Yes.
And so he's got a box of these things that he's like, what size do you want? Who wants to wear one? Nobody's really interested except for Mikayla.
Mikayla did take
Mikayla
one.
Jumps on board.
She joked that she was going to throw it out.
She wore it,
but she was like, she wore it the rest of the day.
It, yeah. It was a good breastfeeding shirt. She didn't.
That is what she used it for.
Yeah, she wasn't feeling bad if something was going to get on there. She's like, I don't really care. It's not coming home with me. Yeah, definitely not.
I'm not surprised that Winnie and Connor had merch made.
Yeah, of course.
No.
Definitely. That makes sense.
Meanwhile, so Mayci is taking advantage of her time in LA to promote her book.
She's got podcast interviews lined up. She was doing the rounds there.
And she meets Harry Jowsey? Jowsey? I already forgot his name. Some F boy.
Yeah, basically. Which, like, if that's her superpower is spotting toxic men, because then that's what Chase was saying. Well, to be fair, Mayci thinks that all men are toxic. She thinks that she can clock toxic men, and then also she thinks all men are toxic. So it's just like, well, it's just, every guy that you meet.
So she found one. She's like, this one is in that category.
Definitely. He is that.
But we know that there's an end date for when Taylor has to go on The Bachelorette, and she won't have any devices to contact anyone in the outside world with.
Right.
So, like, maybe it's okay if they get together temporarily to get her mind off of Dakota.
Well, it's something to keep her away. Yeah, this is a Dakota deterrent. She's just trying to
a little
repel.
Distraction.
Yeah, she's just trying to repel Dakota and then have Taylor focus on something else, at least for the time being. Clock's ticking. We're like a week out, right, from her going on The Bachelorette or something?
Oh, really? I didn't realize it was that soon.
It was like a few weeks. Like, it's coming up soon. So I think she was just trying to be like, okay, who knows what could happen, though, between Taylor and Dakota in that amount of time? Like, this is too close for comfort.
I think a lot of them are worried that she's going to back out.
Yeah, like they're trying to force this.
She probably can't contractually.
Right, yeah, it's too late. But
I mean, she is unpredictable.
Yeah, I wouldn't put it past her. Yeah, definitely. And then, okay, this is where Dakota wasn't originally going to be part of the Dad Talk group who was coming to LA for Dancing with the Stars. Then Jordan takes it upon himself to invite Dakota for to co-inhabitate with them in LA.
Yeah, this is the second time that he invited him because they went to the gym in an earlier episode.
Okay, yeah.
And he was like, oh, you should come to LA so we can make content. Wink, wink.
Right.
And now he's like, why don't you get on a flight?
Yeah,
come out here.
To make me believe that this was a spur of the moment invite. No, you already invited him when you were at the gym.
Stir the pot again.
And you're trying to, bring him back into the mix here. I just hope that Hydro Jug has a bedazzled chastity belt for Dakota and or Taylor to wear.
Uh-huh.
That would probably be in everyone's best interest, I would assume.
It's going to be apparent that they're going to hook up. If you put them in a house together and they have to sleep down the hall from each other, they're incapable of it.
There's like a magnetism that happens where most of the time it repels any other time. But then when they get into
an influencer house,
a strange city, and
a strange city,
a rental home
paid for by someone else,
all bets are off. Yeah, it's just then we are mashing nasty bits here. That's what's going on.
They really better keep him away from the mansion of the Bachelorette.
Oh boy, yeah, that'll really
that's prime time for a place that they would hook up.
Is this Taylor's kink? That's what it is. I mean, that's what it's coming down to. Is where it's just banging in big houses that you don't pay for. The Bachelorette mansion would be like peak.
I've heard the mansion, though, is like in disrepair.
I thought it was like real small.
I think that they've had to I thought they had to spend a bunch of money to like fix it. Like they just let that thing rot.
Usually it's better to just knock it over and build from the ground up again.
Fucking house.
Do a new house.
Right?
Guys.
I don't think anyone would be devastated if they found a new mansion.
No.
You could just show the old shots of the front of it and people would still think you're inside the same house.
Yeah, it's like when they cut to downtown New York City, whenever there's anything that's like kind of on the East Coast, and it's like, that's not where that is, but okay, sure.
All right, so they all go to the Dancing with the Stars premiere. Well, all of Mom Talk.
Yeah, the dads stay home with the kiddos.
Well, not all the dads.
Not all. Oh,
because Brett goes with Demi.
That was weird. That was odd.
It was so weird to see all of them sitting in the audience and then just Brett at the end.
Okay, wait. Did Connor had to go too, right? Was Connor there?
Oh, I'm guessing maybe Connor and Zach were there.
Yeah, like they had, but they were in like a different spot. Maybe they weren't like sitting with them.
Talk.
But it was weird that it's just Brett plopped in here. I'd be like, I don't want to sit next to Brett. That's what Layla's main complaint was for the night. She was like, I had a really good time as best I could being around these two fucking creepers who were in our section too. Because that was pretty much the worst part for me.
It's just so awkward. Like everybody, well, I guess Demi doesn't know that she was on speakerphone when Layla called her to be like, why aren't you filming?
Right.
But they all know that you're not filming for the show anymore. But then you showed up for the taping of Dancing with the Stars.
Yeah. So like.
And they all have weird feelings about that because they're thinking like, is she trying to like publicly portray that she's still in Mom Talk or make it look like we're all good with each other because we're all sitting here in like a circumstance where like we're not talking to each other, we're not like being interviewed, we're just, hey, here's everyone from Mom Talk.
Photo. Yeah, but like then why didn't you like ask security to remove them or something?
You can leave.
Security.
Security.
I need them to leave.
Meredith Marks on this show.
Because
you know, Demi tried to be on Real Housewives of Salt Lake City.
Yeah.
She could never keep up with that cast.
Never. Not no way.
I would love to see them put her in her place, though.
God, man. This was just so weird. It's why? Why would you be doing this? It's because it's the clout stuff? Like, they're still just... It's still just fame. It's our photo is on this thing. It's the validity.
Her and Brett are fame whores.
They're both.
The two of them both want to be famous. What?
I just thought about them in the studio again.
Oh,
so I was like, that's not going to do it. So, tell me something, girl. It's not going to do it, man. That's not going to do it.
We do get to see Jen and Whitney perform. It was a lot more Jen.
It was Jen had like the connecting story, and also we're gonna have to front load Jen because like she doesn't last as long as Whitney. Maybe.
Yeah, that's
spoiler alert. But
they were trying to promote the show at the bottom. It was like you can watch Dancing with the Stars streaming on Hulu and Disney Plus.
Yes, we know, we know where it is. You
Shameless
guys,
plug.
Come on. I'm surprised it didn't come flashing across the screen, big bold letters. But yeah, it was just one little lower third.
It's like
caption.
long over at this point.
Yeah.
Jen is only 8 weeks postpartum.
Which Mikayla is like so impressed because I think their postpartum is like a week and a half apart from each other.
Yeah.
She's like, I can barely pick up groceries and like walk in the house without being completely sore. Jen's out here getting tossed around and thrown in the air and shit. Like, I can't even wrap my mind around what's going on here. Even though Jen's main goal when she was rehearsing in her Aladdin pants was like, I just don't want to pee my pants. Mm-hmm. Like, that's really...
that's like a difficult task at this point.
That is a big ask. And like, that's... Yeah,
and they're not helping with the choreography.
No. Yeah, he's not taking it easy on her at all. No. So it's just like, oh God, yeah, this is dangerous is what's going on. Oh my God.
So they're heading back to the house, and in the car, Mayci gets a text that says, hey, Dakota showed up here. He's at the house now. So when you guys get here, be prepared.
So this sets Taylor off.
Oh, Taylor is excited. Did you see the way her face just lit up?
It sparks
and then
joy.
She snatched someone's phone and she was like, "I've got an idea." And so she calls up Harry. She calls up Harry
Jowsey. She needs some Harry. She needs some Harry in her face, you know.
She's like, "You want to come over? Why don't you come over to our house? We'll, hang out for a little bit." And this guy has no idea that he is just being brought here as bait to upset Dakota.
Yeah, because Dakota finds out that Harry's coming over and he starts complaining to Mason about how this just makes me uncomfortable. You crashed this party and then now you're upset that this other guy's crashing this party?
Well, I guess, but he feels like this is something that Taylor does a lot, where she's like vindictive, that he does something to hurt her and then she figures out a way to hurt him. So he's seeing it play out right in front of him. He's like, okay, now I know what's happening. Like, she's inviting this guy over so that it's going to be right in my face.
Well, yeah, that was Dakota's big emphasis point, was I've never intentionally hurt Taylor. But, like, you have hurt
any
her
of the numerous
a lot.
Times
you've done a lot of shitty stuff along the way for all of that.
Isn't that more of a problem?
Yeah, right. To just be like to chalk it up to negligence or something.
Yeah.
It's just...
I don't do it intentionally. It's like, okay, well then you don't seem to have the thought in your mind of how this may hurt another person that you've been in a relationship with. So that right there is why you are not a good partner for someone.
Preventing this sort of stuff from happening. That doesn't seem to be a strong suit. But also, I mean, this is kind of the basis of their relationship. So it's that is the draw, because if he wasn't doing this stuff, would Taylor even be interested in Dakota?
I don't know. I mean, the frustrating part is to see the pattern continue, where it's not like Taylor's doing this because she wants him to see that she's over him. This is to rope him right back in so that they can sleep together again.
Right. Because next episode, they sleep together, guys. It does not take long. It's a tale as old as time. It works like a charm. Go figure.
I would argue that she's in the same place he is, though, because she's going to go on The Bachelorette. And there's all of these guys who, I guess we'll give them the benefit of the doubt and say that they're coming there with genuine motives to find someone to be with. And she does not care at all that she's going to hook up with her ex mere weeks before she departs.
Right. Well, yeah, between that and the speed dating and the other stuff. I mean, the speed dating, that could just be, hey, I was just trying to.
She didn't go voluntarily.
She flew her TikTok crush out too. Yes. So it's just all of this stuff in tandem. That's going to be pretty rough go, I think, just trying to navigate the beginning of a relationship and establishing trust and what are your intentions for being here sort of stuff.
Yeah. I want to really see how she frames why she's on The Bachelorette, because if she comes here to say, I want to find my person, I really want to get married, I don't believe that. I want to have a family. I do think she wants that. But she really is just trying to find somebody who is not Dakota to date.
But also she still wants Dakota.
Yeah.
More than anything. So that's the most frustrating part about this, is that she's learned her lesson multiple times, but then she's also continually crawling back to this man, and it's just painful to watch at this point.
I can't wait to see Mayci call her out for it.
Yeah.
So we got a preview of that, because she's tired of this shit too.
Needs to happen. Yeah, this is way overdue at this point.
Well, we'll be back tomorrow with another episode covering episodes 5 and 6.
5 and 6. Can't wait.
And in the meantime, if you're looking for more content from us, we have a whole nother podcast called Surviving Sister Wives, where we are currently recapping Almost Married, which is the book that was written by the person who catfished Mary Brown.
It's a wild ride. There's a lot to go over, and we've been going through piece by piece.
And then we have more stuff coming up here on Surviving Reality this month. The next thing that will be coming out after Mom Talk Marathon concludes is we will be recapping Seven Little Johnstons, which premieres on March 17th. And then
got Patreon updates of The Bachelorette.
Yes. And then Welcome to Plathville comes back on the 31st, which we are very much looking forward to.
You don't want to miss it.
Thanks for listening. See you next time.